Shalom, shalom, Israel. First off, giving all praise to the Most High and to His Son, Yahushua. Battle Axis at you with another Wednesday class. Today's class is shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. Y'all come in. Today's class is Israel, a terrorized nation. Brother, you sit on this side, brother. Sister on this side.
Can close the door for me?
Yeah, close. Get that door closed, brother. Get take brother about his head. Shalom, shalom, Israel. Like we say, we're back at you with another Wednesday class. Today's class is Israel, a terrorized nation because of disobedience. Now, there are a lot of times that we see in the news things that's happening with the mass shootings and so forth. But we're here to tell brothers and sisters that guess what? That's a part of the Bible. You know, our people are terrorized because we break God's commandments, and the Most High uses the other nations to bring judgment on us. You know, and that's another factor. Like we said, if brothers and sisters hadn't been in that mall and had been acknowledging the Sabbath, not buying and selling, guess what? That wouldn't have happened. Because according to the Bible, there's no buying and selling. According to the scriptures, we ought to congregate as a nation, a holy convocation, to worship the Most High God.
That's right.
Give me the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 4. Because we're going to touch on this for a little bit. Don't be worried about these things. As long as you're keeping the commandments, guess what? The things, you're going to be all right, Israel. Read that, officer. Captain.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 4. For all the unfaithful,
15 and 1.
15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And that's what we speaking to our brothers and sisters, the words of prophecy. Prophecies is something that the Most High saying in the past, and guess what? It's going to come to pass in the future. So we know all these things that are going to happen because guess what? The Most High gave us the prophecies on that thing. Read on up.
Which I will put in thy mouth.
Which he would do what?
Which I will put in thy mouth.
Read on up.
Saith the Lord. And cause them to be written in paper. For they are faithful and true.
The prophecies that's in this Bible, guess what? They are faithful and they true. Guess what? That means that they will come to pass. And that's what we're going to touch on. Give me Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 14. Like we was reiterating last night. One of the curses of our people is, guess what? Going through terrorism. It's just like a father. When you tell your child or you tell your daughter to do something and they don't do it, guess what? It's consequences or it's judgment for that. It's the same way with us and the Most High. We are his children. He told us to keep the commandments, and guess what? If we don't keep the commandments, he brings judgment on us. And it's just that plain and simple. Read that out.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 14. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant.
If we break God's covenant, because guess what? Moses made the covenant with the children of Israel on Mount Sinai. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the Israelites today. Read on up.
I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror.
He would appoint over us what?
Terror.
Guess what? That's what happened over the weekend. Terror was appointed to our nation of people. Because guess what? He was in El Paso. What is the normal nationality of people that's over there in El Paso? The tribe of Zebulun, the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Issachar. The so-called Mexicans today. And guess what? The Most High used him to bring judgment on our nation of people because they are breaking his commandments by even being in there on that day, not worshiping the Most High on his day. Saturday is the day that we should be worshiping the Most High, not Sunday. And a lot of times our people from Issachar, from the tribe of Issachar, they fill up the churches on Sunday, worshiping Catholicism. That was forced on them by all oppressors. Read on up. Consumption. Read on up.
And the burning eye. That shall consume the eye.
Read on up.
And cause sorrow of heart.
And our people have sorrow of heart today, man. Now we having sorrow of heart because you don't know if you can send your child to school. and something may happen to them. You don't know if you can go to work and something may happen to them. You don't know if you can just step outside and something might happen to you. That is that sorrow of heart that the Most High done put on the nation of Israel. Because guess what? When we keeping the commandments, we don't have nothing at all to be worried about, man. Nothing at all, man. Read on, huh?
And ye shall sow your seed in vain.
And our seeds are sown in vain because we don't know if they're going to survive a day of school. We don't know if they can go outside and play anymore because it's just so much things happening, man. Read on up.
And for your enemies shall eat it.
And our enemies are eating. Guess what? The Most High God has enemy, and guess what? The children of Israel has enemies.
Matter of fact, let me get a precept.
Go ahead,
Let me get Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5.
Oh, you know I got that in the church, brother. The spirit, bring it out though, man. Brother, the spirit, man.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
That was going into Esau, but the other nations, guess what? They follow behind Esau. They always had a perpetual hatred towards us, man. It's 18 nations in the Bible. It takes 17 nations to put the children of Israel upon submission. And the leading tribe or the leading nationality at this time right here is the so-called Edomite. And the Edomites have a perpetual hatred against us, man. Read on up.
By the force of the sword.
By the force of the sword, because that's what the Lord gave Esau. He gave him the sword, man. And by thy sword shall thy live. He lived by the sword, man. So anytime we breaking God's law, guess what Satan can step in and do? He can use that thing against us, man. Because we don't listen to the Lord gonna afflict us, man. Read on up.
In the time of their calamity.
In the time of your trouble. Read on.
In the time that their iniquity had an end.
In the time that their iniquity had an end. Well, how did he have an end? When he stepped inside that mall and went the pow, 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 and everybody he can kill. That's how he had an end, man. When our people is not listening to the Lord, guess what? Terror will come upon us, man, and destruction will happen to our people, man.
That's exactly right, man. Let's go to Hosea.
Go ahead, to let me back up the brother. The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
All the nations or all the races of the world have came together with one consent. Read on.
They are confederate against thee.
That they are confederate against the Most High and against the children of Israel. Read on up.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Now, who are the tabernacles of Edom? Who are the Edomites today? Go ahead, brother Bite.
The white man.
Go ahead.
And the Ishmaelites.
Who are the Ishmaelites today? Shana.
The Muslims.
That's a religion. What you got, little bit of night? The Arabs. Go ahead.
Of Moab.
Of Moab. Who are the Moabites today? Brother Stephen. Who are the Moabites?
The Chinese.
The Chinese. Read on up.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes. Who are the Hagarenes today?
Japanese.
Africans. Read on up.
Gabal.
Those are more Africans. Read on.
And Ammon.
And Ammon. Those are the Japanese. Read on up.
And Amalek.
And Amalek. Those are the fake Jewish people that's over there claiming to be us today. Read on up.
The Philistines.
The Philistines. Those are more Africans. Read on.
With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with
Ashur going into the Assyrians. All those nations or races are against the children of Israel. Because guess what? Esau, the so-called white man, can't do it by itself. That's why you see them in all our communities. You got the so-called Arabs there with all the corner stores. You got the Africans with the hair braiding shops. You got the Chinese with the nail salons. All those nations are there, and you got the so-called white man owning everything else.
And you see that on the global scale also with the UN,
exactly.
NATO. Yeah, America's supposed to be the greatest nation on the planet, but they always got to have people riding with them. They can't do it by themselves.
That's right.
They got to have the Japanese with them. They got to have the South Koreans with them. They got to have everybody with them to help them do their dirty work. Just like the scriptures say, they confederate against us with one consent.
Give me that. Let's go back to Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 14. Because like we say, all nations and races are in the Bible. It's just that the so-called white man changed the names to change the game. So when we read the Bible, we won't relate to it. We won't know who we are in the Bible, but all praise to the Most High, we are waking up. Read that out. Give me 16, 17.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, and verse 17. And I will set my face against you.
So the Most High set his face against us when we break his commandments. That's what the world is all about. The children of Israel breaking God's commandments. That's why you see the world out of whack, man, because we're not in our rightful place. Read on up.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
And that's what you're seeing out there, man. You're seeing 20 people out there slain before their enemies, man. Read on up.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
And that's also another thing that we see. The people that hate our guts are reigning over us. Now we got to go to the so-called white man for, guess what? Water, food, clothing, shelter. You want a job, guess what? You got to go to them.
And don't think that they ain't your friend. Just read that over again.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
He said, they that hate us. So don't get this thing twisted. He said that these people hate us, man. But a lot of us, oh man, Becky, she's all right. She's a good friend, man. John, he's a good friend. But guess what? John and Becky stab you in your back as soon as they get a chance, man. They hate us, man. Guess what? You either gonna believe the scriptures or you gonna believe how your old smushy love feeling think. You better lean on this word, man.
Read that out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Read that one more time.
Never trust thine enemy.
The Bible tells us to never trust thine enemies. Now, the so-called Christianity done misconstrued that. You have two types of enemies in the Bible. You have the enemies of the other nations, and guess what? You have enemies of our own people. A brother you may not get along with, just like Saul and David. Those are the enemies that you forgive. You don't forgive the enemies of the other nations. Read on now.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Guess what? Iron takes a period of time to rust, but sooner or later, guess what? It will rust. And it's just like the so-called white man. He may be your friend, or the so-called Ishmaelites. It may be your friend at the start, but over a period of time, they looking and they don't have your best interest at heart. Read on now.
Though he humble himself.
Though he do what?
Humble himself.
Hey, hi Becky. Hi Bob. Hi brother Darius. Read on up.
And go crouching.
And go what?
Crouching.
Looking for something. Read on up.
Yet take good heed.
Take good heed. Watch them carefully. Read on up.
And beware of him.
And be what?
And beware of him.
The Most High God is always telling us to beware of the other nations. Because they mad because the Most High didn't choose them as his chosen people, man. So they out to get us at all costs, man.
Because if you go to your jobs and your jobs find out that you accept a black Christ, guess what they'll do? Their attitude changes. Their attitude already changes when you bring your fringes to work. But when they know that you say that you God's chosen people and you got a black Christ, oh no. We can't deal with you.
And guess what? You don't think Esau know that Christ is black? They got the same scriptures in their Bible. The description of Christ is in all the Bibles, man. Right. All of them. They reject that thing, man.
But they want you to believe the picture over the Bible.
Exactly.
Because Christianity is of the Antichrist.
That's exactly right. Read on up.
Yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Wiped a what?
Looking glass.
Read on.
And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
Because guess what? Sooner or later, the Most High gonna reveal their true intentions, man. We seeing it right now, man. They was put on this planet to be our servants and handmaids. And if we get out of line, they also use this God's belt to whoop us back into these laws, statutes, and commandments, man.
That's right.
Give me the book of Daniel, chapter 9. Like we said, it'd be a quick little class. We just want to touch over that to keep brothers and sisters strong in the spirit. Because being an Israelite, being occupied in the Bible, we understand the things that's coming to pass, man. So we don't worry about that thing, man. We give all praise to the Most High. Because his will is going to be done, man. Whether brothers see it or not, man. Read this out. Now jump up to 7.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces.
Because a lot of times when you're not in this truth, that's what a lot of our people have, confusion of faces out there, man. Why did this happen? Why does this stuff keep happening? Guess what? This is judgment by the Most High God, man. He is purging the earth as we speak, man. So a lot of times our people are confused out here, man. But guess what? The Israelites, we see things coming a mile away, man. All praise to the Most High that we have these prophecies. Read on up.
As at this day.
As at this day. Read on up.
To the men of Judah. And to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Read on up.
And unto all Israel.
That's going into the northern and the southern tribe. Read on up.
That are near and that are far off.
That are in the near captivity and the ones that's in the far captivity. Read on up.
Through all the countries where thou hast driven them.
That lets you know that, because guess what? We was driven into all other countries by way of slavery. Read on up.
Because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee.
Because we have sinned against the Most High God. That's why we have confusion in the faces, man. All we need to do to break that cycle is what? Keep the commandments, man. It's just that simple. It's no deep theory about it, all the philosophies, the universe, and all this. No, brother. Keep the commandments. Stop trying to be deep. Read on up.
Oh Lord, to us belongeth confusion of faces. To our kings.
To our what?
To our kings.
Read on up.
To our princes. And to our fathers.
Read on up.
Because we have sinned against thee.
Because we done broke the commandments. That's what this is all about. Jump down to verse 11 up.
Verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
Guess what? All the 12 tribes have broke the commandments, but we have a place of repentance that's open up to us, man. That's what you see today. Us repentant Israelites coming together, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Read on up.
Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us.
Therefore the what?
The curse is poured upon us.
Therefore the curse is poured upon us, man. And it doesn't say, Most High done overfilling that thing, man. Overfilling the cup, man, because guess what? We keep breaking the commandments.
And see, the thing is, like the children of Israel always reflected back to our forefathers. When we think about Moses, all this just when Moses, Deuteronomy 30 and 15, Moses said, guess what? Choose life or death, blessings and curses. He gave us an option. So when we didn't choose it, guess what? Now they know when affliction comes, that means, guess what? We chose a curse, man.
That's right.
So they always reflected back to our forefathers to find out what was going on. Just like when we see things going on, we know we're upon the curse. So, but when we get back in rulership, we know that we done chose the blessing. Go ahead,
read on,
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yah, because we have sinned against him.
Guess what? We made an oath with the Most High God, man. He told us if we broke our part of the oath, guess what? He was going to pour the curses out upon us. And that's what you see with terrorism. That's one of the things that's in God's armory that he can use to inflict us with. Terrorism, man. Our people terrorized, just like when brother can have everything in order, license, registration, and insurance. But guess what? Your heart still be feeling sorrow when you get pulled up by the laws.
No, you ain't got to get pulled over. You can have all your registration and everything taken care of. Police pass by you, everybody gonna look at you. Everybody do that, man.
You looking in that rearview mirror, man.
You're gonna do it, man.
Read on up.
And he has confirmed his words, which he spake against us.
And he confirmed that thing. Guess what? We looking at these words being confirmed, man. We looking at the actions that, guess what, of our inability to keep the commandments, a whole of our part of the bargain. Read on up.
And against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil.
A what?
A great evil.
Because being packed on that boat 300 and 400 deep at a time, man, that is a great evil, man. Sister having a menstrual, sisters having babies on the boat, not enough room, man. You know how I need some space up here right now, man. You feel claustrophobic, man. Read on up.
For under the whole heaven has not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem.
Guess what? That is a heavy part, because a lot of times they say slavery was over 100 years ago. The Most High God just said the things that happened to us ain't no other nation done went through, man, or will go through. Ain't nothing done happen that done happen to the children of Israel, man. Not that Holocaust that was over there with 9 people. What is 9 million people compared to over 200 million people just on the way over here? If it was 9 million, exactly.
Because when they like I say, they do the most trickery thing you can imagine. They say they had 900 or 9 million or 6 million people that got killed over there. Man, can't 6 million people fit in their little small country?
Hold up, and like we say, I will give them that. It ain't even compared to 200 million just dying on the transatlantic slave trade.
And then, what was that, 4 or 5 years of the World War II compared to 400, 500, 600
Exactly.
years? It's no comparison. And when it say, under the whole heavens has not been done as has been done up in Jerusalem, who else has a transatlantic slave trade?
Exactly.
A sub-Saharan slave trade?
Exactly.
Slavery in Egypt, slavery in Rome, Persia, Assyria, Greece, America. Nobody. So when that scripture come out, all you gotta do is look at the history. As much hiding of the history they done did, they ain't hid that.
Yeah, and the thing is, they can hide it all day long, but guess what? They quote unquote still getting their reparation right now.
Exactly.
So guess what? You can know and avoid that. But where's ours? Everybody else around us getting it. Why they ain't giving ours? But guess what? Going close towards the end, they're gonna try to give us everything.
But the thing is, guess what? America could never give us reparations because then guess what? Great Britain have to give us reparations.
Right.
France will have to give us reparations. Africa will have to give us reparations. All the countries of the world will have to give us reparations, man. That'll collapse the world economy, man. So they'll never do that thing, man. Never in a million years, man. Read on, Captain Nehemiah.
Verse 13, as it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil has come upon us. Yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God.
And yet all these things that we see, our people still don't want to repent, man. Why do you think the Most High got us out there on those corners? We may get one brother, if the Lord's will. You know, we telling our people who they are according to the Bible, but they will not believe us, man. They do not want to repent, man. So for all these things, guess what? They still don't want to repent, man. That's why the Most High got to ratchet it up more and more, man. He got to afflict us. You know what I want? Give me Hosea chapter 5 and 15 real quick, man. One of Captain Jerubaal's favorite precepts, man. He got to do these things because the only time we seek the Most High God is when we get afflicted. Just like I say, when something happened to you, then that's when you want to call on the Lord. Oh Lord, please, Lord. Oh Lord.
You can get a person.
Hold what you got. Read that up.
You can go get an atheist that don't believe in God at all. Guess what? They get into a wreck and their leg get jammed up into the door. Oh God. First thing they call upon, man.
Read on, the book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
So the Most High said he's going to return to his place until we acknowledge our offense, acknowledge our sins, repent, and come back to keeping the commandments. Or else, guess what? These things are going to keep getting worse and worse and worse for our people. Read on,
and seek my face.
And seek the Lord's face. How do we seek God's face? By keeping the commandments, by getting in this Bible and actually doing the things that's in the Bible. Read on up.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
Guess what? When you getting afflicted, that's when we seek the Most High God. When brothers getting locked up, what you up in the jail cell doing? You up in there praying to the Most High God, man. Lord, please don't let me spend another night up in there. Please bless my family to come up with some type of bail money, man. He got to afflict us. That's the only way that we'll seek him. Read on up. That's it. Let's go back. Read verse 14 now. Verse 13.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil has come upon us. Yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities.
That we might turn from our sin, our breaking of God's commandments. Read on.
And understand thy truth.
And understand thy what? Truth. What is the truth according to the Bible? What is truth?
Commandments.
What precept is it?
Psalm 119 and 142.
That's what the truth is, man. All these things revert back to keeping God's laws. So when we listen to pastor saying that God's laws is done away with, that's why, guess what? 9 parishes in Charleston got shot up in their church, man, because they up in there teaching that, thinking Jesus coming in there amongst them, man. That's what our people see when they see the so-called white man. They think that they see revolt. Guess what? Christ is a black man out of the tribe of Judah. So is the Most High God. So are all the angels, man. And guess what? It's recorded in the Bible. Go ahead,
that affliction, you got to think about when we was in Egypt. They was afflicting us there too. And he had to show his power, his mighty hand to bring us about that thing. All this is setting the stage for for the Most High to show his power again, man.
That's exactly right. Read verse 14, huh?
Verse 14. Therefore has the Lord watched upon the evil and brought it upon us.
Guess what? The Most High looking down from above, man. He the one that is bringing it upon us, man. Because guess what? We don't want to keep the commandments. Read on, huh?
For the Lord our God is righteous in all his works which he doeth. For we obeyed not his voice.
So guess what? When they get shot down up in the things, guess what? That is a righteous act because they not obeying the Bible, man. That's what the scripture just said right there, man.
And what precept could you go with that Christ said about his sheep? They obey not God's voice. What scripture can you go to talk about his sheep? John 10.
John 14 and 15.
No, that's low. John 10 and 27. Let's go get it right quick. A little simple precept, but guess what? If they would have been listening to the Most High God, they would have heard what his son said. Don't be spinning on the Sabbath day. John 10 and 27, right quick.
The book of St. John, chapter 10 and verse 27. For my sheep hear my voice.
Man, jump over verse 26.
Verse 26. But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you.
Because guess what? They all the people that got killed, they didn't believe what the Lord said. Because sometimes these people, when they walk past us when we teaching on the streets, sometimes y'all understand it be people last chance to get things right. And then you know what? And they reject that thing, man. Read on now. Verse 27.
My sheep hear my voice.
What they do?
My sheep hear my voice.
He said his sheep gonna hear his voice, man. His sheep gonna follow the commandments. Read on up.
And I know them.
Because I know them. Because he know their heart. He know our hearts. Because he know we follow these commandments. Read on.
And they follow me.
And they follow him. That's why we ain't worried about going to the mall getting shot up. Because guess what? We keeping these commandments, man.
Let's go back to this second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16 to bring out some more prophecy concerning what's going on in these last days, man. Touch on these little 2 points and then we'll get up out of here. Yep. You jump up to 15.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 15.
Showing brothers and sisters other prophecies that's unfolding as we speaking now. Read on up.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another.
And that's what you steady seeing over there in the so-called Middle East today. You seeing nations rising up against nation, Assyria fighting against Turkey and so forth. Read on up. And America fighting against everybody.
It's a lot. Up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
The modern day sword today is the gun. Read on up.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
And guess what? You see America invades everybody, man. You see Russia done invaded Croatia. What you got? You need that? You can read. Just let you know, guess what? The Israelites be reading, man. He done read the ink off his pages, man. So the brother needs to borrow my read that.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes.
Nor what?
Nor princes.
They ain't gonna be listening to the leaders of those countries, man. Read on,
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Now, I know everybody that's seen this and can relate to this on CNN. Read verse 17.
Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
What is Trump doing at the border to all the so-called Mexican immigrants, which are the tribe of Issachar? They trying to desire to come to America, but guess what? They not able to come. He deporting every damn body. You look on CNN, guess what? He deported some people that are legal citizens here, man.
And guess what? A lot of those Issachar so-called Hispanics, they scared to go to work right now, man.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And a lot of them scared, and guess what? It's even hurt our economy, the America's economy, because guess what? A lot of them, they not spending money on them things, and a lot not only just the money, the housing, everything is a fix, because Trump he really at they next, man. Really? But the thing is, that's what we were talking about going into last night. Just like if the northern tribe don't hearken, man, to this word, man, they gonna have to get afflicted too, man. They gonna have to get afflicted, just like they think they winning. I was seeing posts, oh man, the Hispanics winning. No, y'all not right now. Y'all not winning. The Lord gonna keep on inflicting y'all too until y'all understand it. Guess what? We got to come back. Two sticks got to come back as one stick, man. We all got to come. We all got to come back together to get back to the kingdom.
That's exactly right.
Go ahead,
read on verse 18.
Verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Shall be what?
Shall be troubled.
And guess what? Donald Trump, they trouble. Why you think they're trying to build a wall, man? Because they know they trying to put in contingency plans because they know that the children of Israel is outpopulating everybody, man, especially the so-called white man. They know that our genes and our sperm is more dominant than theirs. And they know, they even put up estimates by the year 2040 or even less than that, Lord's will, you send your house shot.
Oh, right.
Then guess what? They will be in the minority and we will be the majority. Read on up.
The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid.
And that's what you're seeing now, man. Men are afraid, man. Read on up.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods.
Read on up.
Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Because guess what? When things get even more ratcheted up, you'll be seeing this, man. You're seeing it already over there in Mexico, man. Lack of food over there, lack of resources, man. So guess what? Brothers gonna revert back to the basic mentality, which is to survive, man. So guess what? You're gonna see tribulation over there, man. Like I said, the Bible has these prophecies. You just got to know how to pull them out, man. Keep the commandments, and that's where your understanding comes more and more, man. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, the law right quick. Give me the Deuteronomy chapter 16. Like I said, a little short class, man, to kind of touch over and keep brothers and sisters, you know, with the understanding that these things are going to come to pass, man. But don't be troubled by these things. Just stay the course and endure to the end. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 18.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 18.
Because, you know, we got a lot of individual lights out here that don't think that building your nation back up, you don't should have order, that you shouldn't have rank. Guess what? The Most High, this Bible is all about rank, man. All about order, man. Read that.
Judges and officers shall thou make in all thy gates.
Read that again.
Judges and officers shall thou make in all thy gates.
Now, we understand when this was coming out that we had our own land, but guess what? We're building up a little sanctuary right now. You got to have order amongst our nation, man.
Not to mention, it gives everybody responsibility and it holds them accountable.
Exactly.
Instead of just saying, this dude right here, y'all do this. No, you're going to get held accountable in a ranking system.
Exactly. Go ahead, read on up.
Which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
No, which the man up here in leadership giveth.
Which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Guess what? The Most High God give us these commandments for our own good, man. Because guess what? If you have no leaders, who do the people look to? What plan do you have? What's going to happen during this time, man? You need brothers in a leadership role to put forth the plan according to the scriptures, so we'll know what to do in times of trouble, in times of counsel. You need these things, man. Read on up.
And they shall judge the people with just judgment.
And guess what? We judging the people with just judgment. The just judgment is according to the Bible, man. Not our own words, not our own judgments, man.
And not only that, when you got a ranking system, and you got brothers in order, you know what I'm saying? And you can hold them accountable in an orderly fashion. The whole world does it. The whole world does it. But Israel's supposed to be the only one that don't do it. That's why we out of order right now.
That's right.
The Most High put us in order.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And would you rather have a group of brothers in order, or would you rather have a dictator? Because that's what dictators do. They don't have no order. They just want to run the show. No counsel. Nobody that can check them. Nobody, no general. A dictator got generals, but they're not gonna say nothing. But in a real orderly ship, you got generals and you got lieutenants and you got officers up under them. And if somebody get out of line, somebody gonna come see about you.
That's right.
So we gonna do this thing in an orderly fashion. Thus saith the Lord. That's in the scriptures.
Like we tell brothers and sisters, subscribe to the page. Help us push this truth. Share the videos, man. If y'all have any questions, feel free to call brothers, man. We thank you for the brothers and sisters that's donating to the GoFundMe account, man. That money is being put to use, man. Go ahead,
No, go ahead.
That money is being put to use. Like we say, Help us push this truth, man. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Any brothers and sisters got any questions?